All right, good evening, everyone, and welcome to tonight's broadcast of the River Channel broadcast of the Hudson Raiders home game here. It's a Big Rivers Conference matchup, and the hometown Hudson Raiders will be in blue on your screen, playing from left to right, and the visiting New Richmond Tigers, New Richmond High School Tigers, from New Richmond, Wisconsin, will be in white, playing from right to left on your screen tonight. So another kind of a almost a border battle here. New Richmond rides right up to Hudson on boundaries, and these teams play against each other have played against each other over the years many times, and it's always a intense matchup, and I'm sure it will be tonight. New Richmond has started off strong. I'm not sure their full record. I believe they might be undefeated in the conference so far, and the Raiders are not far behind with several conference wins, but also with a tie, which puts them a little bit behind. So Raiders would like to climb on top of that division, and with a win tonight potentially. So the Raiders' only tie this year was against Eau Claire Memorial. Those are two teams that usually compete heavily for the conference title each year. But you never know what's going to happen, so this should be a fun game tonight. It's parents' night here, so the boys are excited. It was a celebration of the Hudson School District. They invited all their teachers here for a picnic and to attend the game, and so a good crowd of New Richmond fans as well as Hudson fans and staff here for the game. And we will get started as soon as the referees join the field and get things going. Looks like there's a little discussion with a couple of the coaches. Not seeing the center referee right now, so he's talking to Coach Solom right now. Throws the ball out, and we will get going with New Richmond taking the kick. Raiders are off to a strong start this year with a 6-1-1 record. The only loss coming to, trying to think, I think it was Cedarburg, Wisconsin, and or Middleton High School, actually, in the Madison area, and that was by a score of 1-0, I believe, or 2-1. So tight game that they lost, and then tied Eau Claire Memorial. Otherwise, they have performed well in all their other matches. There's Owen Wassman now streaking down the sideline, coming in, looking to sneak around, which he does, and he sets a beautiful ball in front of the goal, but nobody home. There was 4 defenders and the goalkeeper there to 1 Raider striker. So great penetrating move by Owen Wassman there, and Raiders are off to a good start. It's Connor Hauser now. Connor was a bit ill earlier this week and missed the game against River Falls, but it looks like he's 100% and back on the field, so it's good to have Connor back out there. Henry Vandenbark with some defense there. Try to sneak the ball through, but Nicky Allenoff is there, and he sends it up to Aaron Sparling. Over to Owen Netterlow. He's moving down. Good defense by New Richmond, forcing the Raiders to pull it back and reset. Aaron Sparling lets that one go. Oh! And Owen Wasman's going to wish he had that one back. He had the goal wide open, and but that was a high bouncing ball. It's tough to always get a good solid strike on those high balls, and he put a heck of a strike on it, just not on goal. So good attempt by Owen there, though. He's going to wish he had that back again, though. New Richmond now bringing it down, looking to kind of penetrate the Raiders' defense, but that ball goes out. Raiders are able to collect it. Tigers take it back. Aaron Sparling, one of the captains of the Raiders, with the ball there, sends it back to Allenoff. Ball sneaks through. Sparling sends it over to Henry Vandenbark, and then over to Connor Hauser. He's going to send it back in. But New Richmond is able to break that up, trying to clear it. Tough bouncing ball there for New Richmond to handle or do much with. It's number 11, Roshane Samuels. Good attempt, though. Nice cutback move by New Richmond there. Timing was off a little bit on the receiver of that ball, and so not much of an opportunity, but a really nice cutback move there by number 8, Stephen Chapman of the Tigers. Another through ball deep. Connor Hauser, keep mixing that up. We have 2 Connors on this team. With some pressure, Nicky Allenoff with the clear. There's Harry Ross, the other captain of the Raiders team, collecting that ball at midfield. Nice play by Henry Vandenbark there. Owen Wassman sneaking one through to Owen Nitterlow. Stays on it. That's Owen Nitterlow bringing the ball back out. Hauser sending the ball in. Big header there by New Richmond, cleared by Allenoff. I do see we have a comment in the chat of YouTube. Looks like Bob Nelson, you down in Jupiter, Florida again. I hope your weather's been good and that those storms didn't cause you any trouble, Bob. But it's good to have you tuning in for Connor, CJ, Seabass, whatever name he's going by. I know them all. And good to have you watching, and we're glad Seabass is back on the field tonight. If anybody else is listening here on the YouTube River Channel, please drop a comment in about who you're rooting for and where you're from. Doesn't matter if you're a Tigers fan or a Raiders fan. It's good to have you tuning in with us tonight. It's always fun to see. Jupiter, Florida is usually the furthest, but there might be somebody a little further out. I believe Ben Wasman, you're out there somewhere. Oh! And speak of the devil, I bring up Ben Wasman, and his son Owen gets another opportunity there to score. And but that was a tough ball to time. But still good play by Owen there. So we're about 6 minutes into the match, and our score remains 0-0. Raiders defense pushing up to help in the attack and to keep that ball in the offensive half. Ball comes through. Owen Nitterlow is going to sprint that down. And the Tigers kick it out. Raiders will have a throw in deep in their own territory. Battle there at midfield, sneaky ball through. Good disruptive play there by, looks like Aaron Sparling coming back to help out on the defensive end. Tigers with a good offensive opportunity there, but Sparling breaks that up nicely, and Tigers get a throw in deep in their own territory, and they're going to have another one. Big turn and switch over by number 10 of the Tigers. That's Len Rios. Nice little play there, but nobody home for the Tigers. Both teams getting some interesting opportunities, but just not having the ability to connect fully on what they want to do. It's a nice move by Connor Hauser there, sending the ball up the field to Wasman, but a little out of reach. Ball can move really fast on this turf, and we saw that right there. Connor Hauser with another throw, gets it into Aaron Sparling. Aaron's turn around, setting up for Harry Ross. He could be trouble out there, and he takes a big shot. It's about a 26-yard attempt there, and puts it over the goal. But you got to take those from time to time. Tigers lining up. They've already kicked it in, moving it up the field. It's Quinn Packard over there. The ball for the Raiders, sending it back to Allenoff. Good clear there by the Raiders. Another good penetrating play by New Richmond. And the Raiders defense holds. Raiders get it down in a hurry. It is Nick. Yeah. About 9 minutes into the first half. Still a score of 0-0. Raiders go for a big cross, but not really able to get under that ball, and so New Richmond's able to take it and bring it back. Here's number 11, Roshane Samuels again of the Tigers. Throw in here. Oh, actually a free kick. Looked like a little too much contact there on defense, but no, they're switching it over, and now it is a throw-in, so a little miscommunication there. Tigers with the throw. It's all the way back to Nicky Allenoff, center back for the Raiders defense, and he sending it over. And the Raiders push it up the field. Good step in there by Connor Hauser. Gets a little pressure, gives it to Vandenberg, back to Hauser. He's going to push it. Brings it back to Vandenberg again. Goes for the big cross. A little maybe too big, but Netterlo is there to save it. It's over to Quinn Packard over there. He has a little battle and loses it. We have our first substitute of the game. It's like number 6.
Subbing into the game for the Tigers, number 6, Brecken Posel.
So first substitute of the whole match here at about the 11.5-minute mark, and the Raiders continue to push this ball up the field. Here we go, Hauser with the ball out wide. Puts a little chip on. Everybody's a little too far ahead, but that's a good opportunity there. Oof. Great playback by Netterlo. Aaron Hauser, or Aaron Sparling trying to make something happen there. Sparling goes for a bicycle kick in traffic, and bicycle kick is a legit play, but you can't, most referees will not allow it in the middle of a scrum because it's very dangerous, and that's the foul there. No card. It's not necessarily cardable, but that's the play there, and we play on. Raiders get the kick back, and we'll have a throw-in on the far side of the field. Lassard, yeah.
Checking in for the Raiders, number 18, Calvin Lassard.
So freshman Calvin Lassard entering the game. Calvin he's kind of come onto this team and taken things by storm. He's got, let's see, a good 5 goals on the season, I believe, and is just playing very strong ball for a freshman coming onto a solid varsity team. So it's certainly good to have Carter in the mix here, and can't wait to see what he does over the years for the Raiders. Here we go. Aaron Sparling getting the ball up top, and a little bit of time, but the defense closed in a hurry on Aaron there. Aaron's got a strong left foot. He's got a good right foot too. And from that range, he's very dangerous. So defense is wise to close on that. Raiders are going to have a corner kick. Looks like it's Owen Wasman and Harry Ross in the 2-man formation. Sometimes they play it short, sometimes they play it long. They're swinging it over. Ross has got it, and he sends a little chip in. That was kind of sniffed out by the Tigers, and the Raiders collect the ball back, though. Now they're going in deep again. A little too much. And that ball is handled adeptly by goalkeeper Zaylen Sweet. Yeah, I wouldn't count that as a shot. Tigers now trying to make something happen, but the Raiders are there. Here's Carter Lassard. Sorry, scratch that. Calvin Lassard. A Wasman trying to get a sneaky ball through there, but just a tough angle and a lot of defense. But good attempt. Tigers will have a throw in now. We're now at about the 15-minute mark. Score still stands at 0-0. Harry Ross now in the center of the field. Brings it back to Allenoff. Threads it through to Lassard. Back to Ross, but a little too much, a few too many Tigers on Ross there, but the Raiders are still able to hold on to it. Quick in and out, and then across. Wasman with a tough header there, and Netterlow with a shot, and another save by Zaylen Sweet. Not the strongest of shots. Kind of an off-balance play and a tough angle for Netterlow, but still a good attempt. Keeps everybody honest, and New Richmond gives the punt. It's a beautiful night here in Hudson, Wisconsin. If you're unfamiliar, Hudson is right on the border with Minnesota on I-94, and it sits on the St. Croix River and is a beautiful place until winter hits, and then, you know, it's winter in Wisconsin, and we can have an argument another time over whether that's beautiful or not, but right now the fall weather here is tremendous. It's probably about 65 degrees right now, very little wind, great night for soccer, and New Richmond is just a little bit east of, northeast of Hudson, so also enjoying this beautiful weather there. Raiders came out with a 3-1 win over the River Falls Wildcats on Tuesday night. So one big conference win there. River Falls is another perennial solid team in the Big Rivers Conference. So come the Raiders on the attack. Big ball there, a little head over by Owen Wasman, but little advances a little too far for any Raiders to have much chance at doing anything with that. Ball out wide. Quinn Packard sends a big ball in. That's in a dangerous spot. Wasman settles and takes another blast. He had to shoot that very quickly. And 9 times out of 10, when you shoot the ball quickly, you're going to put it over the goal. Sometimes you need just a half a second more to really time that ball well. So, unfortunately, Owen didn't have another second, and that's how in soccer you'll see a lot of shots go wide and over because you just don't always have time to wait for that ball to be right where you want to hit it. It's a nice ball in for the Raiders, but gets through with nobody home. Richmond started the game with a few good offensive possessions, but they've been really held at bay for about the last 8 or 9 minutes. They're going to be looking to get back on track here, and they've got a little bit of action here. Just one little disruption on that ball. You see what it does, but ooh, they get it back again. Here's a disruption in their favor. And yeah, he was offside, unfortunately for the Tigers. When those balls get spinning and flicking, it's easy to be caught in the wrong spot.
Substitution for the Tigers, number 5, Leighton Bostow. Checking in for Hudson, number 14, Mac Mizell, and number 15, Mason Gutsmeal.
Come the Raiders on the attack again. Sneak that ball through with a little bit of touch. There's a nice header. Ooh, and offside that time on the Raiders too. It's easy to kind of get mesmerized by the ball and the action and what's happening, and you, yeah, no. Here we go. We got a throw in now for the Tigers, and
entering the game for the Tigers, number 44, Evan Sanders.
Big throw in. Raiders ball went back out of bounds off the throw in, and so that'll be a Raiders throw. If the ball goes in and out again, then it switches possessions. Technically, if the ball goes out of bounds, but it never was inbounds, you usually get to rethrow it. All depends on the AR's perspective, but there you go. Raiders are now pushing this ball up the field. Again, it'll be a Tigers throw-in. Raiders kind of finding a little bit of, they're kind of not quite clicking yet, and kind of missing a few little things here and there that are keeping them from making things happen the way they want, but they'll pull this together, I have no doubt. Okay, Raiders again trying to penetrate here, bringing it all the way back on defense. Harry Ross with the chest strap that comes a little bit hard off him, but brings it back, and now Lassard in the middle. Oh, Good defensive play by the Tigers. Excellent play by Wasman to keep that ball and protect it. Shot there by Sparling, a little bit off balance. And New Richmond will have the punt. That ball goes out of bounds, and it'll be a Raiders throw. Be another Raiders throw. Connor Hauser on that. Big ball in. Nice defensive header there by New Richmond to get that ball out. Handball by New Richmond, number 8, Stephen Chapman there. Kind of an inadvertent handball, but still a handball. And the Raiders will have a free kick in some dangerous territory here. Got Sparling, Harry Ross, and Hauser in there for a little misdirection. Good ball in. Oh, what a play. What a play. That's exactly what they wanted to have happen, because if that was a shot, Sparling would have drilled that about 3 times as hard. But he put a nice ball there that the tall and height of Kelvin Lassard got a nice header on it, but just put it wide. Really nice play, though. That's exactly what they were trying to do there, I believe, and came close. That might be enough to rev them up a little bit now. Good takeaway by Hauser. Connor Sparling now, the nice defensive takeaway. Lassard lets that through, which was good because Sparling or Netterlow was coming through. That was a nice little play by the two of them. Harry Ross. Over to Vandenbark, out to Hauser. Sneaks the ball in. Not a bad little play there by Hauser, but a lot of defense in that spot. Vandenbark with the ball, sends it in and gets pinged around. Lots of bodies. Eventually, New Richmond escapes with the ball, start pushing up to midfield. And are going to hang on to it. They're going to bring it back to their defense and reset. A little too much push there by Aaron Sparling, and gets the foul. So New Richmond will have a free kick at about midfield. We're now over 25 minutes into the half. We're under 15 minutes left in the first half, and score remains 0-0. Ball gets through. Netterlow saves it beautifully. Good hustle. Ball has to go completely out of bounds for it to be out of bounds. So that ball was partially. There's a good shot by Sparling again. About a 28, 29 yard shot there from the angle, and sends it wide. Allen off on the defensive end with that ball. Raiders trying to sneak that one through again, and too much defense there, but now they get the ball back. Here's Hauser again, playing the left mid. Seeing a lot of action over here on the left side for the Raiders. Sends it up and through, and New Richmond's going to let it go for a goal kick. Ball moving around, Sparling with a little tap out to Vandenberg to keep control. Vandenberg pulls it back, finds a wide open Harry Ross in the middle of the field, and Harry's going to send it over further wide. Hauser sends a big cross in, and we got Netterlow. Again, a tough bouncer there to get your foot on it before you think it's going to go out of bounds and before you think the defense is going to be there. And tough play, but a good hustle by Netterlow.
Substitution for New Richmond, number 9, Mason Benning. Coming in for the Raiders, number 20, Quinn Johnson, number 21, Quinn Packard, and number 7, Owen Wasman.
Big throw here for Connor Hauser into Wasman. Quinn Packard's going to send it in. A little bit low on that ball, so managed by the Tigers. Raiders possess the ball, though. Vandenberg over to Harry Ross. Comes it into Wasman. Richmond's defense playing strong and disrupting much of the Raiders' opportunities, not really allowing any great opportunities yet. And Raiders possessing the ball for a tremendous amount of this first about 30 minutes, probably possessing it about 20 to 23 minutes of the time, if not more. Big ball in. Wasman is there, gets a foot on it, but again, not able to really get a solid foot on that ball in the right time and place, though. And they're knocking on the door. The Raiders are getting their chances. They just need to start getting more solid feet on some of those shots. And most likely, I think that'll happen. New Richmond's going to keep fighting, though, to prevent that. So Raiders going to send it all the way back to their goalkeeper, Talon Sheets back there. Raiders just, like I said, they just seem a little bit off tonight. Their touch is a little bit, not sure what it is, but they'll pull it together. Good play there by New Richmond goalkeeper, coming out strong and hard and low to take that ball. That's Zaylen Sweet of New Richmond. Harry Ross pushing it up for the Raiders. Back to Henry Vandenberg. Draws the defense, puts a nice little move on, gets over to Wasman. Then New Richmond is able to control that. Connor sparring with a nice clear there for the Raiders. Harry Ross bringing it back to Connor Sparling, over to Quinn Packard, and now all the way back to Nicky Alanoff. Into Ross. Across to Packard, who's able to get to it and gets it to Wasman. Gets around his man. Just a little too much to get around him, just a little too much. And Raiders get the throw, though. Takeaway there by Aaron Sparling. Raiders sending it, taken away at the last second and kicked out of bounds. Raiders with a throw-in coming. The rare illegal throw-in call. On the Raiders, so they're going
to... the Tigers, number 10, Len Rios, and number 11, Roshane Samuels.
So they're going to lose that possession, and but the Raiders take back off the throw-in anyway. Down to about 6.5 minutes in the first half. Our score still sits at a 0-0 draw. Raiders and the Tigers both would like to do something about that before halftime here. It's parent night here for the Raiders, and at halftime the parents in attendance will be introduced with their sons, so always a special night. Parents devote a lot of time, energy, and money to supporting their kids in athletics, so it's always nice to appreciate, give them a little love on in about mid-season here, especially for those senior parents who are potentially having their last sports seasons with their kids. It's an exciting and tough time for parents, I can tell you from my own perspective. So, nice play there. And there it's buried. Oh, but offside. Yep, that's the call. Great hit. Netterlow heads it. Beautiful header, and it goes off the post. Bounces out to Sparling, who buries it, but the side judge is calling offside. And despite some protesting by Raiders, the referee is not going to override the side judge there. Yeah, you might say parents please start heading down to the sideline, yeah.
At this time, would the parents of the Hudson soccer team, varsity soccer team, please start heading down to the sideline.
Raiders now moving that ball again. Run to about 4.5 minutes. Raiders thought they maybe had it there to get that goal that they've been wanting before the half, but denied there. Great attempt, though. Sneaking it in here again and cleared by the Tigers. Just under 4 minutes left in the half. Goal kick here for the Tigers. Raiders come through with it. Big takedown from behind there. That's going to give the Raiders a free kick. Yeah. Yep, do 1 minute and then a 10-second countdown in the last 10 seconds. Raiders gearing up here. Big ball in. Somebody got ahead on that, but not on goal. And Raiders will get a throw here with about 2.5 minutes left in the half. Big throw by the Raiders. Netterlow gets a head on it, but not a lot of meat on that. And Wasman kind of runs into the goalkeeper, kind of got pushed into the goalkeeper as well by the defensive player. So ref calls a whistle, calls a foul. Not going to change much since they were going to have a punt anyway. In fact, free kick is maybe more beneficial anyway. A little push off there by Quinn Packard is going to give the Tigers another kick with just under 2 minutes left in the half. Big ball in for the Tigers. Ball gets out of bounds on the Raiders there, but a quick throw in by the Tigers goes right to Henry Vandenberg, who's going to send it out again. Now down to about 1 minute and 20 seconds left in the half. Raiders let that ball go out of bounds. That'll be a goal kick for the Raiders with just about 1 minute left in the half.
One minute left in the half.
Ball gets through, but Connor Sparling is there to take that little through ball away. Now down to about 45 seconds. And the Raiders clear it. About 30 seconds left in the half. Raiders continue to have it, and they're pushing. I have seen them score with about 3 seconds left, so we will keep it going. But this looks like this one's going to probably end in a draw at halftime. So about 10 seconds left. Raiders continue to tie.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And there it is. There's halftime, folks. 0-0 score with the Raiders, the hometown Raiders, hosting the visiting New Richmond Tigers at 0-0. It's halftime. We'll see you back in about 10 minutes or so. Thanks.
Tonight, during halftime, we'd like to honor the parents of the Hudson varsity soccer team. Without you parents, we thank you for your support and dedication throughout the entire career of your children. First, number 1, Tyler Hindall and Jamie Hindall. Number 3, Sam Youssef with Tammy Youssef. Number 4, Xavier Island with Michelle and Ira. Number 5, Owen Netterlow with Jessica and Brian. Number 6, Nikki Alanov with Nick and Jess. Number 7, Owen Wasman with Ann. Number 8, Connor Hauser with Dave and Amy. Number 9, Connor Sparling and, number 11, Connor Sparling. Number 9, Aaron Sparling with Jackie and Fred. Number 10, Harry Ross with Danny and Eric. Number 12, Henry Vandenbark with Aaron and Scott. Number 13, Caden Lennox with Chris and Heather. Number 14, Mac Mizell with Ann and Christopher. Number 15, Mason Gutsmiddle with Jeff, Matt, and Michelle. Number 16, Austin Nava with Arturo and Alyssa. Number 17, Jackson Olette with Nick and Julie. Number 18, Calvin Lassard with Nick and Paula. Number 19, Jack Poole with Ann and Daniel. Number 20, Quinn Johnson with Brenda and Eric. Number 21, Quinn Packard with Megan and Mark. Number 22, Soren Matson with Ben and Carrie. Number 23, Ben Weaver with Paul and Carrie. And number 24, Talon Sheets with Jason and Jada. Thanks again to our parents for your continued support.
Ooh. I don't know.
It's not starting. Counting up. We're trying.
We know. Has anybody got Aaron's number? I think he's here. Yeah. It's probably been about, I'll set my timer.
Set May clock twice, right?
Probably set it to about 38 now. Yeah. If you're counting up, started at 42 to 80, or 43 now maybe.
What the hell?
Okay, folks, sorry about that. We've had a little clock malfunction and trying to help with that in the booth here, but we are back in the second half here for the Raiders and Tigers match. It's probably been about 4 minutes. And the second half of a big matchup here in the Big Rivers Conference between the visiting New Richmond Tigers in white from left to right and the Raiders in blue, playing from right to left now. And
That's what happened.
there we go. We got her set. Now everybody can calm down a little bit in the stands. They always get a little riled up. So here we go, and now everything's set, and our score is still 0-0, a tight matchup here for the Raiders and New Richmond, and both teams looking to make something happen here in the second half. Good penetrating move here by New Richmond, a little cutback play, good play there. Sneaks off a little shot, but tough angle, goes wide, and the Raiders escape there. As New Richmond has come out strong in the second half with a shot there and a good opportunity. And now Raiders will have a goal kick here. Big push up here by the Raiders. Sending that ball into the middle, but easily cleared by the Tigers. Harry Ross now at the center with the ball. Gets it out to Quinn Packard, up to Owen Netterlow, who gets the ball off of New Richmond and sneaks in a corner kick. So that's good for the Raiders. They have a lot of success on corner kicks. Big corner kick here. Looks like Harry Ross queuing that up. Sends it a little far out. Owen Wasman there to keep it alive. And now the Raiders try to sneak it out of the corner and don't. It'll be a goal kick here for New Richmond. Be a Tigers throw in here. Raiders halftime routine was kind of thrown off with parent night. It's not an excuse, but just a fact. But they have not really looked like their usual team so far tonight. So playing it out here. Quinn Packard back to Harry Ross. Through to Henry Vandenbark, over to Owen Wasman, who gears up and takes about a 30-yard shot, sends it long, and that'll be a goal kick for New Richmond. Big kick there. About 6.5 minutes into the second half. Our score still sits at 0-0. Another throw in here for the Raiders. Get in the corner. Get a nice cross in, but good clear by New Richmond. Another head in by Ross, but not quite. A little bit low to do much, make it too dangerous. Quinn Packard now with the ball for the Raiders. Swings it out wide to Netterlow. Keeps it alive. Back to Ross and over to Vandenberg. Good try there by Aaron Sparling to make something quick and kind of misdirected happen, but kind of went off his foot funny. There's a through ball, and just a little too much on that, and Talon Sheets is able to get to that just before number 11, Roshane Samuels of the Tigers, could get there. So far, New Richmond applying quite a bit of pressure here in the early minutes of the second half, much like they did in the first half. They came out strong, had some good opportunities, and then the Raiders sort of took possession of the ball, couldn't score, but controlled the game more. We're seeing kind of a mirror image of that right now in the second half. Big throw for the Raiders coming here. Gets it in. Good spot. Wasman takes a swing at it. Kind of a high bouncer. And again, a wide play for the Raiders is going to give New Richmond a goal kick here. About Nicky Allen off kind of one touching that ball out to the sideline. Nice play there by, I think that's Henry Vandenberg over there, just fighting it out for that ball. Nope, sorry, that's Mason Gutzmeal with a great hustle play. Mason has got some speed and knows how to use it, and helped keep some pressure on there. And that's kind of what the Raiders need right now. I think they need a spark of some sort, and to kind of pull this all together. Hauser sending it wide. It's not a bad, that's actually kind of the way you want it. You want those long through balls to kind of go at an angle, because otherwise the goalkeeper's always going to get them. So it's a good idea there. Looks like Kelvin Lassard coming back into the game for the Raiders. Kelvin can be a spark plug in many ways too. We're at about 10 minutes.
For the Raiders, number 18, Calvin Lassard.
About 10 minutes into the second half now. Score is still 0-0. And see if Kelvin can get some things going here. Raiders have had their opportunities too, so it's not just that they seem a little bit off, but they've had some good opportunities. They just haven't been able to hit the net yet. Packard into Harry Ross. Back to Packard. Back to Ross. He's going to carry it. Good little battle there between number 8, Stephen Chapman, and Harry Ross. There's a big shot again. But 26-yard shot there. Not enough, little still too under it to get have it be a shot on goal, unfortunately. And that one sailed and gives New Richmond another goal kick. Big
Checking
kick.
in for the Raiders, number 20, Quinn Johnson.
Quinn Johnson now with the ball, number 20 there. He and Harry Ross doing a little back and forth. New Richmond really scrapping and working hard on the defensive end. The Raiders are starting to possess more now, and but their defense is holding strong and really limiting the Raiders to long-range shots so far this half. Quinn Johnson with the throw. Back to Ross. Tries to one-touch it over to Vandenberg, but kind of spins off his foot and ends up going out of bounds. Will be a Raiders throw. Raiders again scrapping it down to the end. Trying to get either a corner kick or something good. Here's Lassard with a hustle play. Good ball in there. Nobody home for the Raiders, though. Raiders again continuing to make something happen here, but gets kicked out by the Lassard was upended there, but on watching the replay, it really wasn't, didn't appear to be a trip or anything illegal, so good no call by the ref there. Be a throw in here for the Raiders. We're now about 14 minutes into the second half. Our score still sits at 0-0. Throw in, Lassard's got it on the end, and that ball snuck across the line. And will be another goal kick for the Tigers. Big boot here for New Richmond. Good play by Vandenberg, getting a nice header on that. Good play there. There's a Goodsmeal's really trying to thread the needle there to Netterlow, but New Richmond just got in the way of that. Throwing for the Raiders, here's Quinn Johnson with the throw into Harry Ross. Sends it over to Connor Sparling, back on the defensive end. Settles it back into Vandenberg. Over to Quinn Packer now, who takes a shot into Lassard, who brings it back out. Little chip shot by Harry Ross. Not quite probably where he wanted that to go. Sparling fighting it out, and New Richmond gets the clear. Oh, great play by Lassard. Raiders just a foot away from making something happen there. Much like the bicycle play by Aaron Sparling was a foul. The referee's calling a high kick here too. You just can't throw your feet as high as you want around other players. It's not always called, but it's a good play to call. They've called it both ways now. Good header in. Tapped over by the goalkeeper, over the goal. I think it was going to go anyway, but I think he got a finger on it. And it's going to be a Raiders corner kick here, getting the fans excited. We're about 16 minutes into the half, and Raiders have been knocking on the door all night, but not able to find the goal. 56 minutes into this match, so we'll see if they can do it here. They have a lot of success off corner kicks. They're going for a full kick here. Little low and short, and cleared by New Richmond. New Richmond with the throw, taken by the Raiders though. Big ball. Raiders trying to thread some long balls through a lot of defense, and New Richmond's really hustling, so they're closing those gaps. Those angles maybe look like they're there in the short term, but with a long pass, those angles can get cut off very quickly, and New Richmond is hustling along with that. So Raiders may think they've got a long opening, but New Richmond's really shutting it down in a hurry. And here's a little through ball. Whew. Another good play there. That's number 10, Len Rios of New Richmond, and they get a ball through to him, and he has to hit it kind of with the outside of his foot. Not the best shooting attempt he wants or opportunity, and Raiders get a goal kick out of that, and they're going to push it back up the field here. Another big through ball. The Raiders are trying to get to Netterlow. Hard collision by Netterlow. Kind of went for the body, trying to get the position on the ball. Went a little too hard on that, and that's going to give New Richmond a free kick here. Looks like the Raiders have a couple subs ready to come in. Down to about 21 and a half minutes in the match. Score is still 0-0 right now. Things seem to be heating up a bit on the field, a little more intensity as this game goes on and continues to be a tie.
Number 21, Quinn Packard, and number 7, Owen Wasman.
Lots of hustle going on, though, along with that intensity. And I'm sure it's going to get even more interesting as the night goes on here. Raiders with a nice chipping opportunity. But out comes Zaylen Sweet again for New Richmond. He's played some nice balls out of the air like that, and has helped keep the score where it's at. Header by Sparling is taken back by Roshane Samuels of New Richmond. He has two defenders chasing him, and nice sliding clear by Nikki Alanoff there to end that threat, and it'll be a quick throw in here for New Richmond. Referee is pulling the throw in back and telling New Richmond to rethrow because they were probably 15 yards behind where the throw was supposed to be. In general, the throw has to be in the general area of where it went out. Two textbook slide tackles there, one by New Richmond and then one by Nikki Alanoff. I think the referee signaled a hold of some sort. There's a lot of jersey grabbing, arm grabbing. It can be difficult for the referee to see, or it can be super easy for the referee to see. That's why it's not always called. I'd like to again thank everybody for tuning in to tonight's River Channel broadcast. My name is Jeff Ian. I am the announcer here, a former soccer player of many years and coach for many more years. Coached Hudson traveling soccer for years and years and years. And actually about 5 or 6 of these boys on the field right now I had the pleasure of coaching. Big ball in. And heading clear by the Tigers, so good opportunity there. Lots of pushing back and forth there, but the ref is going to make a call just to keep things calm. That would have been a Tigers throw in anyway. But just making calls tends to keep temperatures under control a little bit. So the Tigers will have a free kick here. Again, I'm Jeff Hine. I'm your announcer here. I'm joined with my colleague Jeff Munter on the technical side of things. Jeff sets up does all the camera and sound work and video connecting for the internet or whatever you might call that. And there's the Raiders with a great opportunity, another great opportunity, denied twice by Zaylen Sweet. Again, Raiders knocking on the door and just not able to make things happen right now. But they're getting the opportunities, and they're going to keep pushing. So anyway, thanks to Jeff for your hard work in getting everything set up for tonight's game. For those of you watching live, sometimes you might watch it live and then you want to go back and watch it shortly after, and it's not always available on YouTube immediately. I think there's a bit of processing that goes on before it's posted or something, so it will be on the site to watch at a later time if it's not available right away. So somebody commented to me about that the other day about Tuesday's game, and just be patient. Those games are always going to be posted. River Channel generally broadcasts all of the home games for the Raiders, boys and girls soccer, and several away games if they're a reasonable distance, and if the experts like Mr. Munter and his colleagues are available to do all the technical work. That is nowhere in my skill set. I just show up and talk. So even if I'm available, it's not going to happen if it's just me. Here we go. We have Owen Wassman into Netterlow. And the Tigers kick it out. It'll be a... Oh, it is. Oh, is Raiders with the corner kick. 64-minute mark of the match. That's Harry Ross. He's going to send it in big. It's a nice ball. A lot of people there. Nobody can get ahead on it, though. Get the clear out, but not able to handle it. And Alanoff is going to bring that all the way back to Talon Sheets, who then nicely plays it up to Quinn Packard. Raiders are starting to pick up their pace a little bit. I think they're seeing that New Richmond is hustling for everything, and they've got to match some pace here a little bit and intensity all over the field. And starting to see it from the Raiders now. They're getting that in. Another one. There's a quick flick out by New Richmond. That's going to be a Raiders corner kick. And I say it often, but if you give the Raiders too many corner kicks, they're going to typically capitalize at some point. I think I said that against River Falls, and then they scored on the next corner kick. So not sure that'll happen here, but to New Richmond's credit, sometimes all you can do is kick that ball out, though. That's a nice ball. That's right where you want it. And there's a header in by Netterlow. And I called it again, folks. I don't know. I'm going to have to save those. Sweet goal by Owen Netterlow.
Scoring for the Raiders, number 5, Owen Netterlow.
Great goal. I think that might be Owen's first header goal of the season. It's his 5th goal of the season, so he is having an outstanding junior season here, his first with considerable time on varsity, and exciting play there. Raiders had been Raiders have been knocking on the door, and now we may see them keep that intensity up. New Richmond, though, has played an excellent defensive game, and I can try to get the assist here. Can't see who's taking the kick. Let's see. As soon as I see him, I'll know who it is. Maybe I can't. Let me see. That's Aaron Sparling, number 9. Yep. So Aaron Sparling with that beautiful corner kick goal. We were just reviewing it for the stats book. Gets the assist on that corner kick, and great play by the Raiders to take that 1-0 lead. We need to get that on the scoreboard too. We need to get the goal on the scoreboard. Yeah, no worries. I know. So exciting play here, and now we still have a lot of soccer to play. Still 13 minutes left in this match, and New Richmond has knocked on the door quite a bit their own. They have not possessed the ball nearly as much as the Raiders, but they've turned those few possessions into great opportunities. So we're going to keep an eye on this one. It's far from over, folks, with just a 1-goal lead. There's Sparling threading the needle, and offsides on Netterlow that time. Going to be a offsides free kick here for New Richmond. Clock keeps ticking down to about 12 minutes. Ball goes up, Talon Sheets ends up with it, and it's going to be now a punt for the Raiders. Into Wasman, who's got a little space. He's going to put a move on, sends it over, kind of a slow roller to Quinn Packard, who's going to send a chip in. Kind of low, though, a little tough to get much on that. And Harry Ross now with the ball. Packard now the higher ball in, gets it into Aaron Sparling. Seeing a little spark in Aaron Sparling's step in the last 5 minutes since that goal. It's good. Raiders come in firing again. Wasm with a good left-footed drive. Kind of a tough angle and kind of a low shot. Didn't hit it square, but a good attempt. And Zaylen Sweet, goalkeeper for New Richmond, has played a great game. He's made some spectacular saves, and he's definitely keeping New Richmond into this match because the Raiders have quite a bit more scoring opportunities than New Richmond has, and some great opportunities. So.
Coming in for the Tigers, number 5, Leighton Bostow.
So Zaylen has played a great game so far.
Subbing in for the Raiders, number 18, Calvin Lassard.
Richmond driving. Got some speed there, and Aaron Sparling takes that ball, pulls it back, sends it over to Vandenbark, sends it back to Aaron Sparling. There's a trip on Sparling. Little bumping going on there, but bumping is not necessarily a foul in soccer. Some people think there's no contact in soccer, that everything should be a foul, but good shoulder-to-shoulder bumping is completely legal and expected. It's when you start lowering that shoulder or driving it and using it overly forceful in a forceful manner that it can be a penalty. So a lot of that was going on there, but then New Richmond went down and tripped Aaron Sparling as a result. And into Quinn Packard, back to Harry Ross. Number 8, Stephen Chapman of the Tigers has got some real speed and quickness that I think has surprised the Raiders a bit. He's tenacious, and I think he's thrown the rhythm off for the Raiders a bit. And Raiders out with the ball. Tigers really pressuring all the way down here. A lot of times you don't see your defense pressured like that, but going to be a free kick for the Raiders. Raiders were shielding, which you can do, and the New Richmond, I think, was they're pushing and leaning too much in on that, which is where the foul comes from. So we're going to have a throw in here for New Richmond. We're down to about 7.5 minutes in the match. Raiders with a slight edge of 1-0 over New Richmond right now, and still a lot of soccer left to play here in the next 7 minutes. Big ball in. Raiders working it. That's Netterlow again, trying to play it off the defender, and it does, but it goes for a throw-in. That was hoping for a corner kick there. It's Quinn Packard with the throw. Lassard back to help out a little bit on defense there. Sorry, on offense, he's there. And Packard sends that ball wide. I think he was trying to get that more in front of the goal, and it goes wide. So that's going to be a goal kick here for New Richmond. New Richmond subbing. 6 minutes left, taking ticks off the clock to make a substitution.
Into the game for New Richmond, number 44, Evan Sanders.
Gearing up for the final push here for New Richmond, and Alanoff chasing it down, sending it back to Sheets. And gets the clear up to Netterlow. Henry Vandenberg sending a nice little through ball there. That's one that's real 50-50. Wasman picks it up, gets cut back, gets a quick shot, and again, that ball was kind of bouncing up, and he shot into it and up under it and sent it high. So again, probably another opportunity. I know Owen, and I know he's probably going to want that one back too. It was a great move to make that shot happen, though. So great play. Ben Wasman, see you tuning in from Boston. Just saw that 5 minutes left. Wish you were here on Parents' Night. Always appreciated you as a supportive parent of all these boys. So safe travels to you. Raiders get it cleared eventually by Alanoff. It bounces over a number of heads. We're at about under 5 minutes now in the match. Raiders in blue continuing to lead 1-0 off the Owen Netterlow header. Calvin Lassard driving deep, getting some pressure, and pulls out the corner kick for the Raiders. That ball had about a 50-50 chance of where it was going, and it went the Raiders' way. And Raiders taking a little time here, which you can do when it's your ball, and letting the clock tick. See if they can make something happen here. They're playing the two-man short game here off the corner kick, sending it through, but nobody was there. That's pretty typically where the second man is supposed to be, but can't just guess. You got to know where he is, and that was sort of a miscommunication on the Raiders, either on when they set the play of what they were going to do or just the way it played out. But no harm, no foul. Raiders simply lose an opportunity there. But they maintain the ball here. New Richmond with the clear eventually here. Down to about 3.5 minutes in the match. Raiders holding on to their 1-0 lead. Throw in here for Quinn Packard. Gets it into Lassard. Over to Ross, into Vandenberg, who gets tripped up. Kind of surprised that wasn't called, but the referee sees it differently. They have a different angle than me. I'd say the Raiders kind of made that fall happen too. That was going to be a foul, though. That was a definite trip on Lassard in the corner. Raiders will essentially have a corner kick opportunity here. And Raiders going for the short game again, and New Richmond sniffs that one out. But the Raiders control. We're down to 2.5 minutes. Vandenberg setting up for a long ball there, long shot, but this one's intercepted by the Tigers. Talon Sheets comes way out to make sure that gets cleared. Nice play, smart play by Talon Sheets. Talon hasn't had a ton of action, but he's made some really good decisions to control this game and keep that ball out of the goal. So Raiders now are clearing it at every attempt. There's now just under 2 minutes in the match. Raiders holding on to their 1-0 lead. This one was, I think, tighter than the Raiders thought it was going to be, but New Richmond playing a lights-out defensive match. Scrappy, tenacious defense all over the field, making the Raiders work for everything. And hats off to them for playing a good match here, too. Raiders now at about under a minute and a half left in the match. Continuing to keep it in the offensive end. There's a little header through by Lassard, but picked up by Zaylen Sweet, the goalkeeper for New Richmond, who single-handedly has kind of kept them in the match, too, because he saved some balls where this might easily be a 2 or 3 score difference if it weren't for some great saves by him. And offsides again for the Raiders. Owen Netterlow is right in line with me, and I can say the referee was exactly right on that call. So offsides call. Ball in. Big-headed clear there for the Raiders. Now down to about 30 seconds. New Richmond with a quick throw here. They're going to have to try to make something happen really quickly here. Little foot flick over. Raiders had it, but they had it towards the sideline. And oof, oh, New Richmond's going to get a corner kick here. So they're going to get the corner
10,
kick.
9, 8, 7, 6.
They're going to get the kick
5,
regardless.
4, 3.
There's
2,
the kick.
1.
Header off, and that is the ball game, folks. And what a heart churner of a finish there. New Richmond getting a corner kick at the very end and actually getting a head on that ball and a good opportunity. But Raiders hold on, do a tight one, and pull out the 1-0 victory. We appreciate everybody tuning in for tonight's broadcast, and we hope you have a good night, and go Vikings. See ya.